welcome back to my YouTube channel. So lovely to have you here, and if you're new, welcome. My name's Ella and I upload every Wednesday and Sunday. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Normally I upload about home decor or tattoos, anything artsy really. Whereas today I'm going to be talking about my chronic pain and my rare disability or bone condition, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I have a condition called hereditary multiple exostoses or hereditary multiple osteochondromas. I thought I would upload a video about it purely because I couldn't find anything myself to relate to, which I'll talk about my operations, etc. And if anyone else has a chronic condition or disability or illness, I want to let you know that you're not alone. And it's so hard to find people you can relate to, as a lot of people haven't obviously got this kind of condition or any condition in fact, and I kind of want to show you that just because you have an illness or a disability or condition, whatever, that you can achieve anything you put your mind to, and yeah, you can still live your best life. But anyway, I've gone a bit off track there. This is obviously not scripted, as you can tell. I just kind of wanted to just have a chilled chat, so go and grab a cup of tea or biscuits or whatever, we can just chill. Basically, my bone condition, I grow tumours all over my body and they basically grow on my bones. I'd say I'll pop in pictures along the way to show you what it could look like or other people may look like, etc. So the tumours that grow are non-cancerous, but they can turn cancerous. However, it is low risk, but I do have to get checkups now and then just to make sure my body's okay. So, see, with it being hereditary, I've had this since I was born. My dad has it, my whole of my dad's side have it, and it's been, I'll probably pass it down to my children and so on. Although there's 50-50 chance, given the history of all my dad's side having it, it's basically a given that unfortunately my children will have it. If I do decide to have children, which fingers crossed I will, but anyway. So within my lifetime, I've had 17 operations. The operations bar one have been on my legs. My first operation was when I was 6 years old, and then my last one was this year. I had a hip operation, so I had one growing quite large on my hip, and unfortunately it was painful, so we got it removed. All good. Have got, unfortunately, a severe case with it. With my condition, everybody's different. So you could have someone who has got the same condition as me, like one of my family members. They don't get a lot of bone growths, whereas unfortunately I've got the other end of it where my body seems to love them and just produce all over my body. And I remember when I was younger, the doctor turning around to my parents and asking if I wanted to go out of the room, because it might have been hard for me to hear that unfortunately I have got a bad case of it, and it looks like for the rest of my life I will be in chronic pain and I will be having numerous operations. My parents obviously decided to keep me in the room, so I knew the ins and outs of my conditions from day one. They never held anything back from me, which I appreciate so much. It forced me just to get on with it and live life. Like, I've always been into sports. I was constantly into, like, I don't know, cheerleading, ice skating, football, netball, you name it, I wanted to do it. The only annoying thing was that I'd get so far and then have to have an operation. So basically through childhood, like I said, I didn't want it to hold me back. I still try to, as much as possible, stay into sports and kind of just lived life. I think my parents wanted to make sure that I didn't feel as though I was different and that I can still achieve anything, and just because I've got a disability, it's not going to hold me back. Of course, people are mean, and yes, I did get bullied through primary school and through secondary school for numerous reasons. I have one leg short than the other due to the condition, basically it can stump your growth. So I mean, obviously I'm talking for my personal case, obviously everyone is different, but I know, again, like my dad, he's got one leg shorter than the other, purely because when basically the tumours grow, they can grow on obviously different areas of your bones, and it can also prevent certain bones growing or growing abnormally. I can't tell I've got one leg shorter than the other. I think because I've learnt to hide it so well due to bullying, many people don't realise I've actually got it, and I was causing a lot of pain to myself for hiding it and learning to walk funny, because funny, it's not funny, it's how I walk, but that's kind of what I've been told. But anyway, I walk with one flat foot and then one on my tiptoes. What I'll do, I'll insert some pictures to show the difference in my legs so you can see. But I had some personal shoes made to help with the way I walk, and they've been amazing. I've managed to get my Converses changed, and I'll be getting other shoes as well catered to the lengths in my legs, and which will help my hips and my pelvis and my back, etc. The main reason for this video is to obviously put out there what hereditary multiple exostoses is, osteochondromas, and like I say, reach people that also suffer with it or have it. I don't like to use the word suffer because it's just a part of me. I wouldn't say I suffer, it's just part of life, basically. I've experienced people that are just not understanding of it. Because it's an invisible illness and you can't see it, it's hard. You can see it if I point it out to you, certain lumps. You can't see it because it's actually very well hidden, and obviously everything's inside. Therefore, previously I've been accused of lying about it. I've been accused of faking it. Yeah, just so many things that, and I just want to tell people and get it out there that actually these conditions exist. Just because you can't see it, they very well happen, just like mental illness, basically. Remember, I'm not going to say who, obviously, but a place that I worked at, the HR turned around to me and told me that my condition wasn't a disability, purely because they don't want to, purely because they're scared of disabilities discrimination, pretty much. Also then turned around to me if I could then warn them of my flare-ups. It's just like, if I could control this, do you really think I would want to go through flare-ups and pain? And it baffles me. Like, I just want to live a normal life, just like everyone else who's got a condition just wants to live normally. Like, we don't want to be seen as different, but unfortunately some things just get in the way a little bit, and we cope with them and then we move on. My flare-ups genuinely consist of obviously like a lot of pain. I've had endless sleepless nights, and I don't know if you do watch my videos, basically I constantly mention about how I have a bath every night, because this has helped my bones massively. Like, honestly, I use Epsom salt, I then put in the bath, and I don't know whether it's a placebo effect or not, I'm not sure, but I've honestly really has helped. And I've recently got into manifestation. I'm not going to go into it because it's not your thing, absolutely fine. But every morning I write how blessed I am to be healthy, both physically and mentally. I feel that has massively helped me as well, and focus on the positives in life and not the negatives, because it's so easy to focus on the pain. Once you focus on the pain, it gets worse and worse and worse. The pain isn't there, but I feel as though I can control it, and I'm in control of it a lot more. I'm just learning about my body and what helps me. I've had nights and days where I know I'm getting emotional. I've had nights, like, I've just had days and like I literally have been on the floor just in pain. Like, I can't explain it to you, and it's so frustrating when people turn around to you and say that you're lying or whatever. And that's why I want to show people that these conditions exist, and if you're going through it, I'm here for you. Please drop a comment below, or I don't know, DM me on my Instagram. I'll put my Instagram handles below, and it'll be nice to so I can help you, I can, I don't know, support, just talk about it. Like, I don't really know where this video is going or what I want to say, but it's just, it is mental when you think of what the human body can do and what it can produce. Like, easy. I've, like I said, I had my hip operation this year. My hip operation, we also done I've had quite a few MRI scans done, etc. There is a couple of lumps on my pelvis. There's one on the back of my neck, which obviously I don't want to be operated on because it is a very dangerous procedure. I've got lumps in my shoulders, my back, my legs, all over basically. And what we decided to do was get them removed from my hip because that was such a prominent one, and then go on from there and try and work out how to reduce the pain. I think going through this operation, obviously my 17th operation, I don't want to say I'll never, because obviously I never know, my lumps basically continue to grow. Pretty much got 50-50 chance. You become an adult, your bones could stop growing or they can continue to grow. Unfortunately, mine are continuing to grow. So there are chances where I will have to have operations in the future. Like my dad, he's 50, oh, maybe I shouldn't say his age actually. He's in his mid-50s, bless him. And he's had to have quite a big operation as well in December. Yeah, it was just before my operation, which was in January, so we were both going through it together. I think it was December. Yeah, he had to have a major one, bless him. So again, I never know what's going to happen. I think because I've been through so many, I'm more prepared and understand what to go through. When it does come from an operation, I know I'll overcome it. I've gone to doctors where they know nothing about the condition. I've had to explain myself every single time, especially because I basically used to live down south. I then moved to the Midlands. I had specialist care down south, whereas up here no one really knows much about it. And I've not come across anybody apart from, well, sorry, I hadn't come across, and then I've now been referred to the Royal Orthopaedic. Finally got someone who understands the condition, but again, he turned around to me, bless him. I'm so glad that he was honest with me and said, I don't know much about the condition because it's so rare. I'm more guided by you and how you feel, and then we'll go from there. And that's what I need, is honesty. As I've been to doctors before and because I've been in so much pain, I was like, I just need something, and I don't want to be dosed up because a lot of the time they do just fob you off with painkillers. I need something to be done about it, or I don't know, just try something different. They then referred me to physio, which physio isn't going to do anything for bone condition. It's just referring someone to the wrong place just to get them off your books. And I went to the physio and she turned around and was like, why are you here? Like, you shouldn't be here. And then, but luckily, as everything happens for a reason, I went there and she figured out that my left leg is a lot longer than my right leg, which is how I got the special shoes made, etc. So again, it wasn't a waste of time, but there you go. But I just think it's very interesting. I'd love to know about other people's conditions and what other people have, because I think it's good to get word out there, to be recognised basically that these things exist, because so many people are, well, I'm just going to say it, so many people are ignorant. I've come across a lot of ignorance in my life, like I say, with me apparently faking it and yeah, being asked when I'm going to have the next flare up, aka when are you going to pull the next sick day. And that's hard, it is hard. Luckily, obviously, I've got my family that support me, and obviously my partner, they can see how much pain I'm in, and they get me through it. But if I didn't have that support mechanism, oh my god, I don't know what I would do. To be told that you're lying about something is just horrendous, really. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And I remember that I had an operation when I was younger, and because I've had so many, like each time I've had to learn to walk again. I'm so proud of myself because I still work hard, I still live a normal life, like I'm still active, I go to the gym, to the point where my doctor has basically turned around to me and said, don't go to the gym, it's going to make it worse. And actually the gym really helps me. I don't know whether it's because it takes my mind off of it, I'm not sure, and I'm not saying to go against your doctor's advice, just disclaimer there, but I know my body and I know what works for me. And just because someone reads a book, I'm not, so this is really hard, like I'm not saying doctors don't know what they're doing, but when it's a rare condition they just go by what is written on a book. And just remember, you are not a book, and you know your body, you know when something's not right. So if someone turns around to you and keeps turning you away, just fight for it, because honestly you will get somewhere. Because I obviously was told there was nothing wrong with me, there was no, I got told that there was not a lump on my hip, when you could feel, like honestly it's like a round, I could feel it. Another interesting fact actually is you can actually have an osteochondroma, which is not multiple osteochondroma. Some people do just develop a tumour which will be removed, and it might not be hereditary. So there is also cases of that, and I think with my condition it's like 1 in 50,000 I want to say, but personally I haven't come across anyone in my lifetime with the same condition. The only thing is I've joined a Facebook group which has helped of other people that suffer, and it seems to be, well, it's just because this Facebook group, there's more Americans in there than the UK, but again, might be completely wrong, like they just might not be part of the Facebook group. That simple. But yeah, so if you've got any questions, please jot them down. I would love to know. I'd love it if you could like this video and subscribe, would mean so much to me, and hopefully I will see you soon. But thank you, bye.